Hey guys, welcome to Studio Take Shape. My name is Chandra and today we will be seeing how to do these animations over any renders using After Effects. Alright, so architects are going all in on digital these days, showcasing their designs and stuff online. Social media is a big player in how they express themselves professionally. We have shifted from physical portfolios to completely digital ones, but here's the kicker. The format hasn't changed much. Even though the digital portfolio offers loads of freedom, architects are still sticking to static images online as if it's a printed portfolio. In a nutshell, architects are missing out on the full potential that a digital portfolio offers. It's time to jazz it up, add some flair, and make those designs pop with a bit of motion. I have given all the renders and the assets used in this video in the description. Download it and follow along with the video. So let's jump straight into the video. Let's start by opening a new file in After Effects. Drag and drop these images into the projects panel on the left. Click and drag the first image over the create composition icon to create a new composition. I wanted to highlight the unauthorized bike parking on the roadside. So I started to draw a cuboid in perspective enclosing all the bikes. Make sure to draw each faces as separate layers. I wanted it to look like a heads-up display, so I chose a bright orange color for fill and removed the stroke, and I also reduced its opacity to 63%. When drawing the other faces, make sure the color is bit of a different shade because when light falls on a cube or a cuboid, each faces will have different level of shades or darkness. I went and traced an outline for the cuboid in black color. You can right click and rename the layers. Now let's animate the border. Click on the arrow to the left of the layer and click on add here. Then select trim paths and click on the arrow to the left of trim paths and click on the stopwatch icon to create a keyframe. Bring the n value to 0. Move the cursor to 3rd second of the video and make the n value as 100. If you move the cursor, you can see that the border has been animated. I want the whole cuboid to appear once the line is almost closed. So let's set the keyframe for the opacity of the layer. And go a few seconds prior and reduce the opacity to 0. Hit spacebar to preview the animation. I wanted to add a callout animation. Using the pen tool, let's draw a line and let's label it something for now. Keep the cursor at the correct time and add trim path to the shape layer. You know what? Pause the video now and try adding trim path and animating this line like how we animated the border. Hope you were able to do it. It's the same. Add trim paths, enable keyframes for start and end value, bring the n value to 0, move the cursor 1 or 2 seconds to your right and make the n value as 100. I wanted the text to appear when the callout animation is almost complete. Place the cursor when you want the text to be visible completely and keyframe the opacity to 100. And slide the cursor few keyframes to the left and make the opacity value as 0. If you want a proper understanding of keyframes and stuff, I have explained them clearly in this video. The site had a local train station behind the bazaar, so I just wanted to label it for the context. I want this callout and the casing to go away once the animation is complete. So I selected those layers and went to edit split layers and deleted the unwanted portion. Next, drag the green screen asset into the projects panel. Bring it into the composition and trim the unwanted portion by using split layer. Make the layer 3D by clicking on this icon. Now you get to rotate the asset in 3 dimensions. Match the perspective of the arrow in the video to the road below. You might need to play with its position also to match the perspective. Once you are happy with the position and perspective, split the layer by keeping the duration of your choice and delete that. Go to the Effects and Presets panel and search for Key Light. Select the layer and double click over the effect to apply the effect. Set the screen color to green in the asset using the color pick tool. Now let's duplicate this layer by hitting Ctrl D on your keyboard. Move it to the other side of the road and rotate it to match the direction of that road. You might have to readjust the asset to match the perspective. Once this is done, we can move to the next step. I wanted to add a separate element marking the road along with its labeling. Using the pen tool, I went and traced it roughly for now. Add trim path to this element and set a duration as per your choice. And split layer at the point where the shape is formed completely and delete it. I wanted the arrows to come once the shape for the road is formed and faded away. So I moved those two layers in the timeline accordingly. And remember that we want two separate layers, one with the outline alone and the one below that with the fill. Animate the fill layer using keyframes for opacity like we did for the fill layer for the bike parking. I went and further added the text and callout animation too. This is the complete animation for this image. I also animated the proposal that we gave for this semester project. If you notice in this, all these elements don't fade away after they come. It's just to show the options that we can create using the same technique. We can use this method to animate over our physical models, drone footage of our site and make them self-explanatory. These come in handy when you showcase your works online. Speaking of which, if you end up posting any animation like this on Instagram, feel free to tag us. Hope you all like this video. See you in the next one.